David Brewerton, as we said, the Zachary High School program has become, you were talking about the LSU standard of performance, has almost become the standard in our state as far as high school football goes with the Broncos. Coach Brew up there has got a dynasty, but he's also got a lot of good players. But right now, Coach, as we asked Coach Ed Ogeron, the responsibility of a head coach feels a little bit more right now in today's world. We always appreciate you stopping by here on Off the Bench. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Well, I appreciate you having me on the show.
Yes, sir. What is from your seat the head coach's responsibility right now?
Well, I think the main thing is just being able to welcome the guys back on campus and try to bring some sense of normalcy back. Everybody was so excited about yesterday coming, and then the tropical storm hits, and you got to push it back another day. But just so awesome to see our guys this morning, and all of our assistant coaches excited about seeing the kids, and the kids need that. The kids need that across this state, getting back in all sports, and what that tends to represent in their life. So we're excited about it.
What has this time been like, Coach, away from your team and trying to keep them, I guess, ready for this time of the calendar?
Yeah. It's difficult when you go from speaking and seeing to them on a daily basis to, once a week, maybe a Zoom meeting or just a general group meet text that you send out to the entire team. It's been difficult, as a coach and teacher for as long as I've been in the profession. Certainly, I've never had this much time away from the team and campus. So it's been a little difficult. I think I also, though, think that it's been a great time for a lot of coaches and teachers and everybody in general, I hope, to kind of just reevaluate some things in their life and look in the mirror and make sure that you're doing everything the right way and any changes for the positive that you want to make. It was a great time to do that.
Talking to Zachary head coach David Brewerton here on Off the Bench. And, Coach, we talked to Coach O today. The LSU players are returning to workouts today. So that's on the college level. What does football look like for high school now during the summer? It seems like these things are all becoming more year-round. What do y'all do up there at Zachary over these next couple of months?
Right. We're going to spend the month of June just trying to get their bodies reacclimated to the heat and the weight room in general, clean up any technique issues in the weight room, and try to get back in some semblance of shape. That I think probably the major difference between college and high school is, this morning I got to see it at 7:00, right? Some kids showed up in the best shape of their life. Mm-hmm. Some kids have been Cocoa Puffs and Fortnite till 4:00 in the morning, right?
Yeah, so, that's me. That's my zone.
so that dynamic warm up on the field, it knocked a couple of them out. So.
There is not a worse feeling in the world.
It's hot,
right,
too,
when you're breathing heavy during the warm up, and you're like, oh God, dude, what's about to go down?
Yeah. We're dealing with about a 200% humidity level out there right now. So you just gotta make sure you're doing it the right way. That's all. You gotta be careful right here at the beginning.
O couldn't tell the story specifically, but we did kind of reference going into the interview with him that he had offered another freshman quarterback in his state. Brew, and you've been around for a long time. When you look at the talent at that position for the class of 2023, when you think about the guy down in New Orleans and Arch Manning, and then your guy Eli Holstein, who picked up an LSU offer yesterday, I guess to explain to our listeners the type of player Holstein is and kind of how that offer came to be.
Yeah. I think it's kind of one of those things where, we're just graduating a 4-year starter at that position, right? So this guy had no varsity reps last year, but is a kid that, plays on the 7-on-7 circuit, plays with the bootleggers and just one of those kids that works extremely hard. He's been on our campus since the first day of his freshman year, and he's got a tremendous work ethic. He's a 4.0 student in the classroom. Just one of those guys that is constantly trying to get better. And for a 14-year-old or 15-year-old now, you don't see that all that often, understanding the importance of a work ethic that early on. And I think that, he's a great kid. Obviously, I'm sure the offer came because of the talent level that's there. But certainly, there's no game film to show him, right? I mean,
it's crazy.
I've got some JV stuff that he can watch, but I just think that those guys at the college level do a great job of evaluating talent, but hasn't taken a snap for us on Friday night. So
wow.
I'm anxious to see. I'm happy that we have an experienced ball club coming back around him, so that we can kind of ease him in and let him get comfortable with that speed of the game. But I'm excited for him. Great kid, and he deserves it.
How difficult is coaching the mental part on a prospect like that when there is so much expectation, and I guess, is it pressure early on?
Well, we use that saying around here that pressure breaks some and pressure causes some to break records, right? So we try to talk about that a lot. And the culture in our program is one right now where we expect to go out and perform at high levels on Friday night. So I don't think that the pressure comes to one kid individually. There's pressure being in the program. And no greater pressure than what comes from the inside, right? It's a lot of self-imposed pressure there that our kids want to play at a high level and they want to win at a high level. So I think that from that standpoint, it's actually going to be better for him because everybody around him is trying to play at that high level as well. So I don't think he's going to feel like he has to go out there and be Superman. He's got to go out there and do the things that you got to do to be a great quarterback and get the ball to our playmakers, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, and one of those playmakers that has a lot of experience, the man that I watched quite literally run away with a state championship, is Chris Hilton, one of the premier prospects in the entire state. What can you say about Chris Hilton, Coach?
One of the most interesting humans I've ever coached. Chris is, if you can get 3 words out of him, you consider it a victory, right? He is just so unbelievably quiet and humble, and I was interested to see how this whole recruiting process was going to be because, guys like Ed Ogeron, 2 years ago, Coach, are you sure he's into us, man? I can't get him to say anything, And I said, no, I understand, man. I understand. But no, he this is a great kid that does things the right way. I think he had a huge breakthrough in his athletic career a year ago, in the off season after, he had a great sophomore year. And so that off season, he broke a bone in his foot and had to have surgery, and he was out for like 5 or 6 months. Right. So he didn't come back until week 5 of his junior year. Well, when you take an athlete like that, who's always been so explosive and so athletic and just, better, he's a better athlete than all the guys around him that he grew up. Right.
Yeah.
So how is he going to respond to that? And so with him never being injured in his life, to watch him work and get back in the way he needed to, I think it was a testament to his character and his work ethic. And once he felt really, really comfortable on it, we started to see a bunch of those explosive plays again.
The man is building a dynasty in Zachary, Louisiana, 3-time state champ, probably the best uniform in high school football right now in our state, baby. It's very clean.
I like it.
Can you tell me what football being back means to your community?
Sure. The questions have been numerous the last couple of weeks, out in the community, stopping to get gas, whatever it is. Hey, Coach, how's the team looking? When are they coming back in? It's just one of those feels that it makes you excited. My biggest thing when we got here was, let's bring football, big-time football in a small-town environment, and that's what we look to do all the time. And so I love the community involvement. I love people taking a sincere interest in our kids. And on the flip side of that, I love the way our kids take that responsibility of wearing that Z on their helmet. It really, really means something to them. And we're excited to get started.
Absolutely. One of the best leader of men in our state, Zachary High football coach David Brewerton. Real quick before we get you out of here, you coached Patrick Queen at Livonia. Did you expect him to be a first-round pick?
$1 million question, literally, right?
Right.
When Guy Mastretta took the program over on my way out, I told him, I said, look, there's a young one now. He's going to be special. I don't know how special, but I thought he was going to be special. At that time, he had not made the move to defense yet, right?
Yeah.
He was a stellar running back. So I questioned when the move happened, that mentality of playing inside linebacker is just something different, right? And so the way that he transformed, and the way that maturation process took place to the defensive side was awesome, and it was great, staying connected with him and talking with him, once a month, and the way this whole thing has played out. Just couldn't be happier for him. What a great kid.
Yeah, Coach Brew, thank you for your time this morning, man. I know it's good to get your kids back, and we'll see you soon.
No question. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
Always.
Coach.
There he is, Coach David Brewerton, checking in from Zachary this morning as high school football resumes activities as the offseason gets going. We talked to Coach O in hour one about college football. That was Coach Brew talking about high school football.